Inspiration is a guest that does not willingly visit the lazy. Born in 1840 in Votkinsk, Russia, Tchaikovsky showed musical gifts from childhood, but was sent by his family to study law in St. Petersburg. At 14, he lost his mother to cholera, the most traumatic event of his life, and at 22, he abandoned law to enroll at the conservatory. Graduating in 1865, he took a teaching post at the Moscow Conservatory and began composing the works that would make his name across Europe and America. For 13 years, the wealthy widow Nadezhda von Meck funded his creative life under one condition: they would never meet in person. When vacationing in the same town, they even coordinated their park walks to avoid crossing paths by accident. Tchaikovsky was homosexual, punishable by Siberian exile in Russia, and no safer elsewhere. At this time, Oscar Wilde was tried and convicted in England for exactly the same reason. At 37, he married for appearances. They separated within 1 month, and his wife later entered a psychiatric institution. He had occasional partners. The most damaging was an affair with his 17-year-old nephew, who exploited the situation, behaved with open contempt toward him, and blackmailed him for money. According to a controversial theory, in 1893, as he completed his Sixth Symphony in severe psychological distress, a secret seven-member court of honor convened by a minister of Tsar Alexander III found him guilty of relationships with men by a vote of 4-3. His brother, living in Naples, urged him to flee to Italy, a country he had visited many times, loved deeply, and celebrated in his Souvenir de Florence and Capriccio Italian, where he could have lived freely. Tchaikovsky refused and stayed. The symphony ends not with triumph but with devastation. Its final movement moves from piercing cries of pain into total resignation, as if bidding farewell to life. 9 days after conducting the premiere in St. Petersburg before an audience that included the 20-year-old Rachmaninoff and the young Stravinsky, Tchaikovsky died at 53. The official cause was cholera, but whether he died from illness, from poison in his drink, or by his own hand to avoid Siberian exile has never been established. Following the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, his works were pulled from concert programs, his name removed from institutions and performance venues, and some productions of his music went ahead without crediting him by name. In December 2025, the National Music Academy of Ukraine, which had carried his name since 1940, dropped it entirely, with the government ruling that honoring a Russian composer constitutes imperial symbolism.